Welcome to the starting five, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to find my 5 favorite plays, load them into the single lineup simulator, and then find out what's the optimal 3v3 with those guys, and what are some other looks we could use to optimize that lineup. We need to find 5 guys: point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. We've got everything on the screen right now. VJ Edgecombe just has to go into this lineup. So we know that we're going to get VJ Edgecombe. At this moment, based on the positive leverage that we have in the boom bust tool, we've got to get John Collins. That's 2. I am going to take Kawhi Leonard at 7,600. That will be 3. I'm going to leave Giannis Antetokounmpo out of this lineup so that I can get Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at what I believe to be a little bit more value. So what we need to do is start piecing these guys into the lineup. SGA goes in. Next up is going to be Edgecombe. We know that we're going to get John Collins. And we know that we're going to get Kawhi Leonard. We need to find a center. And we're going to need to save a little bit of salary while picking the center for the starting 5. Or we could use John Collins there. I'm not a Jovic guy. That's not a direction I want to go. I need to save a little bit more salary. It feels to me like Ryan Kalkbrenner is going to be a member of my starting 5 for today. So we've got our 5. The baseline projection for the starting 5 is SGA, VJ Edgecombe, Kawhi Leonard, John Collins, and Ryan Kalkbrenner. We have 3 spots remaining, $15,200 left. So the first thing we're going to do is find out who are the 3 optimal plays around this starting 5. All I have to do is click complete this lineup, and it'll immediately just fill those guys in. The 3 optimal plays around them: Nikola Jovic, AJ Mitchell, and the cum bucket, Jonathan Kuminga. Spends every dollar, projected for 267 fantasy points, 220% ownership. First lineup in the books. Let's see it. And this tool, man, getting in here and getting your hands dirty in the single lineup sim, there's nothing better. And we started off with a gem. 83% sim ROI, 0.2% chance to win, 39% cash rate. We are taking on some decent chunks of ownership in Edgecombe and Kawhi, Jovic and AJ Mitchell, but only 11% for Shai, 15 for Kalkbrenner and Kuminga. That's keeping us unique enough. And I think that we're okay with that start, but we need to figure out what else we can do. So we're going to keep that optimal starting 5. We're going to duplicate that lineup, and we're going to clear out the guys that already showed up. And now we're going to put 10% randomness on this sim, and we're going to see if we can get 3 different guys for this lineup, because there's a lot of 3v3 combinations we could use with this core. And immediately we get a new one. Take the 3v3 we had from before, replace it with Colin Sexton, Aaron Wiggins, and Kel'el Ware. So 3 completely different options. 263 projection, 189 ownership. Remember the reference we just had. We went down in fantasy points by 4.5. We went down in ownership by 31%. This is going to be an interesting trade-off. Did we give up too much, or did we create a really unique option? We went down too much. 36% sim ROI, just a 0.1% chance to win, 33% cash rate. Let's see if we can save this manually. We can move Sexton, Wiggins, and Ware. Sexton, to me, is the guy that probably needs to come out, but he's also the most efficient. So if we take out Wiggins and Ware, we want to try to find a guy that's not all that owned, but we're not giving up too much value. Drew Smith is a potential. Chris Dunn is a potential. Cole Anthony here, I think, is kind of interesting. If I go to Cole Anthony, we have $5,200 left for a power forward, which in this case doesn't help. It ends up being Aaron Wiggins again. And then we leave 400 on the table. 51% sim ROI, not bad. We do have a good core. Let's clear it out one last time and find out if we can get a different 3v3. 10% randomness. Okay. And this is going to be our final 3v3 for the starting five. Colin Sexton shows up once again. OG Anunoby and Chris Dunn. That gives us 3 different Clippers options here. And this is the first we've seen OG Anunoby. 263.6 projection, 190 ownership. Might be a little low again, but I think we'll be in the green. Another one, another gem. 60% sim ROI, 0.2% chance to win, 34% cash rate. Not a bad setup for a starting five of VJ Edgecombe, Kawhi Leonard, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and John Collins. So easy to use this single lineup simulator to build a lineup you like and then find 10 more that fit with what you're trying to do.